Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and this one is by Riffclown, whose birthday it is today. Happy birthday, Riffclown. I thought we might have celebrated Riffclown's birthday a little while ago, but he's so good he's entitled to 2 a year. Or me just remembering whether we had or not would be a politeness, I imagine. One that I'm not capable of. Anyway, this puzzle has been created, I believe, by Riffclown as part of a drive for Sven, to try and support Sven, the creator of, or the enhancer, the maintainer, the improver of our wonderful software. We are delighted that Sven helps us out on the channel, and we are very thrilled every day to advertise his Sudoku pad, which you can get for a very reasonable price, and do check out the links under the video. Also, of course, feel free to join his Patreon as well, where you would be supporting Sven, and he does some wonderful work, and he's a very genial chap, and we all enjoyed the gag with the hair that couldn't be removed from the screen on April Fool's Day as well, which rather surprised us as it did you. So that was good fun. Now, Riffclown's Circuit 8 is a thermo puzzle, and that reminds me that we have all of our own apps available, including Thermo Sudoku. So do check them out, especially if you enjoy this one. Check out Thermo Sudoku. And there's other things you can do on the links below the video, including getting hold of our merchandise, like this rather wonderful Cracking the Cryptic mug, which says Bobbins on the back, often appropriate when one's solving. And of course, our Patreon, where you can still play Dangerous to Know, the James Bond supervillain super hunt. Give it a try on the channel, no, on Patreon, and enter by the 20th to be in with the chance of a prize. That is all going on, and this is going on here. So the first link under the video brings us to this very beautifully green thermoed puzzle. And the rules are very simple. Normal Sudoku rules apply. I'm going to try and put 1 to 9 in every row, column and 3 by 3 box. And digits on thermos must increase from the bulb to the tip. All of these thermos move orthogonally. There are many of them, none over 4 cells long. It's almost, and there's one given digit as well. Almost a temptation to Goodliffe the thing to death and to put all the candidates in. I probably won't be doing that at first. Anyway, we will see how it unfolds, how it transpires, and how it turns out. Let's get cracking. Okay, let's find a box. This box. Okay, we know that 1s can never be anywhere on a thermo except on a bulb. So in this box, none of those cells can be a 1. So 1 is definitely in one of those cells. And then in this box, we can place 1, because now it can't be on that bulb, and every other cell in this box, just as in box 5, is on a thermo. So that must be a 1. There's our first digit. Then the 1 in box 9 is going to be in one of those positions. These have all got ruled out from being 1 by the placed 1. I keep saying the digit 1. So 1 in box 4 is in one of those two. Oh, and look, that enables us to place it in box 7. Not on a bulb, but in a gap. Because now it can't be there. Yes. Okay, that gives it to us in box 9. So we're making good progress. The 1 in box 8 could be anywhere, because bulbs and gaps are equally available. But the 1 in column 2 can only be in one place. And then we can place it in box 3 and in box 2. And I was going to say, and we've got all the 1s done, but we haven't. We've got 7 of them done, and a little X-wing on 1s remaining. That's a nice start. So 1s was a good place to start. The other thing you can do is look for tips of thermos and 9s. And in box 6, I can see that 9 must be on one of those two places, because no other cells are tips or ends of thermos. That's ruling out those two in box 5, and I think that is meaning this has to be 9 in box 5, and then we can place it in box 4 as well. So yeah, these are good things to do. I mean, we might be able to work in towards the inner Sudoku digits from 1 and 9, but I mean, we can really consider this in this puzzle because of the immense coverage of thermos in the puzzle. So 9 in box 2 I can now see is in one of those 2 cells. That rules 9 out of these ones. So 9 in box 3 is in one of those 2. Yeah, that is right. Then 9 in box 9 is in one of those 2. That's an X-wing that I probably won't be able to resolve yet. 9 in box 7 seems to be ruled out of all of those now. So it's in one of those 2. Actually, I could have done that from from getting that 9. Then we can place 9 in a gap in box 1. That sorts out box 3. And the one box I haven't looked in is here, box 8, where it's in one of those 2 positions. I don't think I can resolve that. Okay, there was a given 8, so this might not work, but I'm going to consider 8s. 8 in this box, for instance, because of that 8, it can't be there. Now, it could be there, but it can't be there. And it can't be here or here because you'd need a bigger digit. So 8's in one of those 2 in box 3. And box 9, it can't be there. The trouble is it could come before 9 on one of these thermos, so it's a little bit harder to get any traction on 8s, I'm afraid. Again, in this box, could be almost anywhere really. Not quite literally, but there's a lot of cells it could go in. So maybe 8's, I don't know, here in box 5? Yeah, this is good. It's got to be in one of those 2, hasn't it? No, it could be there with a 9 on the tip. Okay, I need to be a little bit more circumspect, a little bit careful with 8s. I mean, the other thing I was considering doing, and I mean, if I don't get some traction with this method, I'm going to have to do something hideous like heavy pencil marking. But I was going to look at 2s. So the trouble is, 2s can go on bulbs, and they can go on the next digit. And once they can go on a couple of digits of a thermo in this puzzle, that's well over half the grid that 2s can fit in. So that can't be a 2. Neither of those can be a 2. And neither of those. Maybe it's worth actually focusing on digits. But we've got all the 1s in. So if a 2 isn't immediately following a 1, like that could be a 2. Yeah, hang on. In this row, where's 2? This is a nice question. It's not there because that can't be 1. It's not there, it's too far up the thermo. It's not there because that can't be 1. It's not there, it's too far up the thermo. It can be here. That's too far up the thermo, and that 1 could only be a 2 if that could be a 1, which it can't. So actually, that was a good way of approaching it. We get that too. I was going to say we have to have a 3 in this box in one of those 2 positions now. That can only be a 3 if that is another 2. 2 in this box is now surely on a bulb because 1 is not on a bulb. So 2 now is forced to be on a bulb if it can't be there, which it can't. So 2's in one of those cells, and then 2's in one of these 2, I reckon. Can't be there, yeah. And I think I'm going to run out of juice now. That could be a 2, because that can be a 1, so I can't confine it to the bulbs here. Just a quick look in box 2. That can't be a 2. And those can't, and that can't, and that isn't. Hang on. None of these can be a 2 in row 3. Now that's interesting. This can't be a 2 because that can't be a 1. And the same with that. And this is too high up the thermo. That can't be a 2 because it's third on the thermo. And that can't be a 2. And we seem to have ruled out that being a 2 because 1 can't be on the bulb. So 2 in row 3 is here. And that is going to fix our last two ones. And that might help inform something else, although... No, I'm going to pencil mark this one because it can't start with 1 or 2 and it can't end with 9. So only 3 possibilities in each cell. And once we're down to that, I have less objection to pencil. I mean, I have very little objection to pencil marking anyway. Right, 8 in this box now. Oh no, it could still be here. That fooled me before. But 2 in this box now has to be on this bulb. It can't be there because that can't be 1. Yes, 2 is on the bulb. Okay, that may have been available before. I don't know. One of those is a 2 and that's not helpful. 3 in this row is either there or there. Or there. Okay, don't know. Sorry. 9, 8, 1, 2. Actually, having been a little methodical about some parts of this helps because it means I kind of know I've looked at 8 possibilities here and I don't have to randomly rescan for that sort of thing. But on the other hand, I don't really know what I'm doing next. Now, 2 in this box. 2 in this box is not so easy. That can't be a 1 and that can't be a 1. And I think, therefore, 2 can't be in any of those cells. And that is right. So 2 is definitely somewhere in column 1 of box 7. And now it has to be on one of these bulbs, but it also has to now be in one of those 2 cells, and it's not on the tip of a 4-cell thermo. So that's 2. That places 2 in box 3. We've got a 9 in one of those 2. 2, we know there's a 2 in one of those. Okay, one of these bulbs is the only place for 2 in row 8 now. Oh, we've got 2 in box 4. One, 9, 2, 8. We've got to place 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in this row. I was going to say that can't be a 7 because that can't be an 8, and that's not true. On the other hand, where is 7? It's not here because that can't... Oh, it could be there. Sorry, it could be on the tip of this thermo. It can't be there, it can't be there, and it can't be there. So it has 2 possible places in the row. And we haven't really thought about 7s before, so that feels like some development within the puzzle to me. I may be kidding myself. Sometimes I am. Now, that can still be 9, which is annoying me. Because I keep on thinking that that can't be 8, and there's no justification for that view. Oh, this can't be 3. Right, 3 in this box, actually. 3 in box 5 can't be there, so it's in one of these 2 cells. Let's mark that in the corner. Now, I don't think that or that can be 3, since this bulb can't be 1 or 2. So 3 actually gets placed in box 2. It can't be there because that's too far away from the thermo bulb. One of those is a 3, and that's getting fairly ugly, the amount of pencil marking in box 8. Now, the smallest digit that we can begin with here now is a 4. Okay, I don't really know what's going on there. 9, 1, 9, 3, 2. This is, I mean, it's a very clever puzzle to keep so few, such short thermos, keeping us in a constant state of flux and rechecking everything. I do admire puzzles like this, I have to say. Now, where else could 3 go? It's in one of those cells. That can't be 3. So the 3 in this box is in one of these 3. Those two are ruled out by Sudoku. That can't be 3 because that can't be 1 or 2. That actually can't be 3, so it's in one of those 2 cells. And therefore one of these 3. But no, it can't be there or there because this can't be 1 or 2. So 3 must be here in row 3. And then one of these is a 3. And that is, there is nothing, like they all want to be a 3 quite eagerly. That one because it will be straight after a 2. That one because it's the lowest digit that could go on this bulb. That one because everything loves going in the blanks. Right, maybe, oh, 8 in this box is now either there or there, just because we've eliminated everything else. Okay, whatever this is, that's beautiful. Where does this digit go in box 1? That's a really nice question. Because it's not allowed to go on its own thermo, because we're strictly increasing from the bulb. And it obviously can't go in the same column, whatever this is. So it must be in one of these cells, but we know it's not 1, 9 or 2. So that is in fact the 3. So 3 was desperate to go in one of those places, and we worked out which. Now, this is not the 3 in box 6, and we've pencil marked it, so that has to be 3. That forces this to be 2 on the bulb, and these ones aren't 2. Got a little tiny X-wing on 2s down there. 3. Yes, these 2 can't be 3 because we can't put 1 or 2 on the bulb. So 3 in box 9 is in one of those positions, which isn't very helpful in box 9, but does fix it in box 3. And that feels like the end of the trail. No, we can do a 3 here in this box 5. And one of these is a 3. Well, it's not going to be there because that's the 4th digit on a thermo. I don't think it's going to be here because you can't make these 1 and 2, so it must be there. Oops. And then I can get rid of a couple of pencil mark 3s, and we're left with another tiny X-wing on 3s. Right, in this row, we've got 4, 5, 6, and 7 to place, but oh no, I was going to say this can't be a 7, but I've tried that nonsense before and it can be, as long as that's a 9. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, all right, 3, 2, 1, 9. Maybe I need to do a bit more geometrical thinking like we did about where that goes when it gets into this box. You see, this one in box 1 is going to have to be on one of those 2 because it's not 1, 9, 2 or 3. But that's not really, I mean, I know it, okay, I know it can't be a 4 because we can't put 4 in either of those positions on that thermo. So this isn't 4. So where is 4 in the box? It's either there or here, and at least we've confined it to 2 spots. 4 in this box is in one of those 2, and they're both in the same column. So that's not a 4, and those aren't, which is unsurprising, I suppose, would be the word to describe it. This has to be a 2 because it comes before a 3 and it's not a 1. Ugh, why can't I see that quicker? So we get rid of those. Oh, no. We had a 9 in there. Right, now this thermo doesn't end in 9, doesn't start with 1, 2 or 3. So 2 possibilities now in each place. And that's given me a 5, 6, 7 triple in the column. That feels very useful. I can now fill in the 4 and 8 in column 3. This is not a 4 now, so it's 5 or 6. This can't be 8. And I had that corner marked. Yeah. That digit I know is going to end up in one of those 2 cells. So I know one of these is 4 or 8. That's not the kind of thing I want to know because it's confusing. But I've got a 5, 6, 7 triple in row 4. So that's a 4. This one I'm in is 5, 6 or 7 as well because it can't be the highest number on its thermo. 19823. So 4 is now in one of these two positions. Not that helpful in box 5. Oh, that was a 6-7 pair. So this is 5. Roll that back down to the beginning of the thermo. That's 4. This isn't 4. For this to be 5, we would now be going 5, 6, 7, 8. And that wouldn't have any possible fill because it would see 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3 in the box and 4 and 5. No other digit available. So that is not a 5. That is a 3. And that does my little X-wing in rows 7 and 9. This digit is 6 or 7 by general elimination. This one can't be 9, so that's 6, 7 or 8. 1, 2, 3, 5. Where's the 4? Is it here? Yeah, that's interesting. Where's 4 in this box? Not on those cells because they're too far away from the bulb. So 4 in box 1 is somewhere over there. And now we can place 4 in box 7 and then in box 9 and then limit it to one of two positions. In box 3, that can be 4, that can be 4, that can be 4. Nothing else in box 2, but that's still too many already for me to really rule on. Now, one of these has to be a 5 in the bottom row, and it can't be there because there's no other digit that could get in between that and 1. So we get to write that 5 in. Now 5's going to be in one of those. One of these two is a 5, and it can't be there because there's nothing to put on the bulb then. So we get 5 in box 9. These are definitely from 4, 6, 7. And they use a 4, so the 5 in the box is in one of those two positions. Yeah, 5 in this box is in one of those two fairly similar positions because we've only got 5, 6, 7 and 9 left to place. So 8 is definitely in one of those two. I don't know. Let's have a think about this 6, 7 pair. Yeah, it's interesting. If we made that 6 and that 7, given these opposing direction thermos, it makes these two cells into 5 and 8 definitely, and that would definitely put 6 and 7 up here. I started thinking about 8 in this row again, but it does seem to have locations which I can't disprove. Now, I quite liked figuring out that the middle cell of the puzzle, if we made that 6, 7, 8, this would have to be a 5. It works all right. Like, what about this? This is 4, 5, 6 or 7 now, and that is 6, 7, 8 or 9. I'm just literally pencil marking anything now because I've kind of run out of nice moves that I can find. How about this? This is 4, 5 or 6, 5, 6 or 7, 6, 7 or 8. Even this, no, it could end in a 9. I was going to say it might be worth pencil marking. I feel a bit less bullish having seen that. 2, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. We need a 5 in either that cell or that one. Okay, I think I can do something with that. 5 in this cell would put 5 in one of those positions which would force that to be a 5. 5 in this cell would stop that being a 5, and the only place for 5 in row 4 would be there. So this is always a 5. It doesn't matter which of the two cells in this column has a 5. That's a nice move. So we remove 5 from that cell and 6 from that one. We've now got a 7, 8 pair, and that's a 6, and this isn't. And 6, we haven't done much with 6s before now. That's 7, 8 pair. Not sure. This row, that can't be a 5. So the only place for 5 in this box now is here. And that means neither of these are a 5. Once that's not a 5, this isn't 6. That's now a 4, 6, 7, 8 quad, which is how I've noticed that this is a 5 in the middle. That's a 5 by ordinary elimination. Then we can place 5 in the corner of box 3, in this cell in box 1, where this has become a 4 on the thermo. And I don't know, I mean, you could easily say now we're moving in on a finish, but I don't know. There's still, I think, quite a lot to do in this puzzle, probably. It's much harder to be sure in a puzzle with kind of quite a bit of work to do on every thermo. It's not going to collapse at the end. This is 6, 7 or 8. That's 7, 8 or 9. This is 6, 7 or 9. See, now I'm sort of hoping to spot a triple or something. A lot of the thermos have been marked up. So oh, we've got a 4, 6, 7 triple in this row. So that's an 8. Then this is from 7 or 9, because it's got to be bigger than the cell below it on the thermo. And that 8 keeps 8 out of that cell. 4, 2, 3, 1, 5. Lots of 6, 7, 8, 9s to resolve in this puzzle still. But we need a 4, and it's got to be on this thermo in box 2, and it's got to be the beginning of it. So that's good. And we move on. This is 6, 7 or 8. This is a thermo. Even though it's only got 2 cells, it's worth pencil marking, I think. And this one has to be 8 or 9. So there's only one place for 6 in this box. And if it takes pencil marking for me to see that, then that's what it takes. That's not a 7. This is a 6 now. That's an 8. That's a 7. Okay, let's get rid of the corner mark. This all seems to be working up at the top. That 6, 7 pair is not resolved, but this is an 8. That doesn't resolve the 6, 7 pair. Does it even resolve where 8 goes? No, but this 6 is doing a big job down the side if I would only look at it. 8 there. They can't have an 8. That's a 9. In fact, 7 and 6 are done. I can see box 4 is crying out to be finished off. And column 3 now. Now I can do the bottom row with a 9 and a 6 and a 9 there. Now I think we're very much closing in on the finish finally. That's a 7 to complete its row. Then I can finish the box, nip into box 2 and finish those tips. And here we go. We are finished, I think, now. And I think that's right. There we go. Lovely puzzle. Nearly 1,000 people have done it even before this video goes out. Fantastic. So thanks so much to Riffclown. Thank you to Sven as well for everything you do for the channel. It is wildly appreciated. And thanks to those that have recommended this to us and that we support Sven. We do. We absolutely do. Thank you for watching as always on the channel, and we hope to see you again soon. Happy birthday, Riffclown, and bye for now.